Hey everyone, this is Sean Sanders. Thank you so much for clicking onto my channel. So hit that like button, subscribe, and tell a friend about me. So happy Monday. I hope you are having a good Monday. I am having an okay Monday. And I normally come on the channel because I want to inspire people. I want to be positive. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes you have to talk about serious things. And I was just doing some research for work, and I go on to Yahoo, and there was this disturbing story about, it's in Utah, and it's about 4 men who sexually assaulted a 9-year-old on Easter. And what ended up happening is that the mother went over to a neighbor's house, a friend's house, and was smoking meth in the garage. And during that time, the 4 men, men ages 26 to 36, sexually assaulted, sodomized this 9-year-old girl. And it just really stirred up my soul and really troubled me, because in Indiana, I'm not quite sure what part of Indiana. I think it's probably southern or northern Indiana. They just laid to rest this past week a 1-year-old girl who was found in in the woods, in the fields, and she had been abducted from her father's home. Evidently, the father, the grandfather, and this alleged suspect were drinking, and they passed out from drinking, and the alleged man, who was 22 years old, an adult, decided that it was a good idea and raped this 1-year-old little girl, and then I guess panicked and dumped her out in the woods like trash. And it was in the news for a while, looking for this missing girl. And I'm thinking about my childhood and how I remember I was one of those kids that could not have sleepovers, and I couldn't go over to sleepovers. My mother was extremely adamant about that. She's like, you don't need to go over to anyone's house, and nobody's coming over here. I really, during my childhood, felt really pretty much like an outcast because I could not do sleepovers. And in fact, I don't even have recollections of going to people's houses just to go over and play. I stayed on the neighborhood block and I played with neighborhood kids, and it was very, very rare that I went into their house or they even went into my house. As if it was an unspoken rule. But then, when I see stories of children, I mean babies and children and kids under 14 that are getting violated, I have to take pause and thank my mother that she had the wherewithal to protect me. And I don't even know, I thought it was obsessive. But when and these two cases are not isolated, it's just that they're within a week from each other, and this is going on where people are taking advantage of children, and it's disturbing. And for the story that just came out about the 9-year-old girl, the grandmother was interviewed, and her face was blurred out, and she wanted the perpetrators to be tried at the fullest, be charged at the fullest extent of the law. And then I thought to myself, well, what about your daughter? What about, because I'm assuming it's her daughter, what about the mother? she went there to smoke meth in the garage. Clearly, she wasn't considering her daughter's safety. I don't know how many people would leave their child, a young girl, somewhere in the midst of men that they don't know. And it just left me really, really unsettled about the whole situation. You know, I always end my videos with taking care of yourself and each other, and it just holds so true that, you know, no one was looking out for these children. Somewhere along the line, you know, people just dropped the ball. And it's not to say that you can't, you know, alcohol is legal, but evidently, you know, obviously meth isn't. But even then, you know, partaking in substances that is going to impair you in such a way that you can't protect your family is unsettling. And in both cases, a child was neglected in the presence of a family member, one with the mother and the other two was a father and grandfather. And my mother has long been deceased, and I just was paused in it and just, you know, looked up and just said, thank you. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for guarding me from evil, because the only way I can express my feeling about it is that, you know, they let evil walk in their house. So it was on my mind. I don't mean to be sad or depressed about it or bring depressing news, but unfortunately, this is what the world is sometimes bringing out. And guard your children, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, your godchildren, your own children. Know what people are doing, and don't be quick to hand them over just because it's family, because clearly these children, one has lost their life, a very young life, and the other one, her life is forever changed. Hopefully she can get some counseling. She's in state custody right now, but it's just, nobody should have their childhood ripped away in a matter such as that. So guard your children, even if they're not biologically yours. So take care of yourself and each other, and I'll talk to you soon with some better uplifting footage. Bye.